Hi and welcome to Shenae Dardano Pilates. I really hope you enjoy your class today. Grab your mat and let's begin. Hi everyone, welcome to your Pilates flow today. We're starting in a 4-point kneel position. So let's come onto our mat, knees directly underneath our hips, shoulders stacked forward over your wrists, and taking a cat stretch to begin. Inhale, you're going to arch through, stretching out the front line, and then exhale as you round through the spine. Inhale, arching through, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. And as you round, let your head drop completely as you look to your pelvis. Relaxing through the back of the neck, feeling the body warming up now. So really take this moment to connect to your breath and just do what feels good for your spine. Actively press away from the mat as you round. Just a couple more here. Settling into a neutral spine position. Now from here, you're going to stabilize through your core, so pull your rib cage in and away from your t-shirt or your crop, slowly sliding your right leg along your mat, lengthening it back out long behind you. We're lifting it up towards the ceiling and then tapping it back down. Making sure we didn't sink into our left hip, so keep your hips really squared to your mat. A slight gaze forward at the top end of the mat, making sure you don't drop your head. We want to keep that beautiful length through your spine, including your neck. Keep drawing your navel in towards your spine here. Elbows soft. Exhale, lift. Inhale, tap down. Now this may feel like enough for you at this stage, but when and if you're ready, you're sliding the opposite arm forward, thumb to the ceiling. We're lifting both limbs up, tapping back down. Lift and tap it down. Keep using your breath here to recruit your core muscles. And keep really lengthening those limbs out long. You still haven't started to sink into the opposite hip. And keep actively pressing out of your shoulder, so press away from the mat. Now next time we're going to lift it up, whether you're working with just the leg or the arm, you take the limbs out to the diagonal, back through center, tap it down. We lift to the diagonal, to the corners of your mat, back through center and lower. Now when we move our limbs, make sure nothing else shifts. So you want to try and keep your torso nice and centered. Two more. Now last one here, I want you to come through center and stay. Hold it there. Little pulses up towards the ceiling now. We're staying out there. Stay lifted. Breathe. You have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, 1. Bringing the hand back down. Now keep the back leg out long. You're going to flex your foot, squeeze your heel in towards your glute, point your toe, lengthen it back out. Let's go again. Flex, squeeze in, point, and lengthen. Working through the back of our legs, squeezing into your glute. Still really engaging through the core. Keep drawing the belly in, abs are in tight. Pressing away from the mat, not starting to sink into your shoulders as you fatigue. All right, go for 5 more here. 5, you have 4, 3, 2, Last one here, you're gonna flex the foot in, hold. Now point your toe up. You're bringing your knee in towards your elbow, crunching it in, and then back through center. Let's do that again. Knee to elbow. If you can get that knee to actually tap the back of your arm, amazing. Let's crunch in. Use that breath, exhale. Getting into the side body now, into the side of your waist, and then still really wrapping and squeezing the glute as we kick it back. 4, 8, 7, 6. Keep it strong. 5 more. Really try to get that knee to your elbow. 3 to go. 4, 2. Last one. Kick it back, hold, little pulses to the ceiling. Squeeze into your glute. Lift, lift. You have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, 1. Bring it all the way down to your mat. Coming to a side position, turning to face me. Propping up onto your elbow. From here, we extend that top leg out long. Other hand can come onto your hip just to guide you where your pelvis is. We want the top hip directly over the bottom. Lifting out of the shoulder, lift through the rib cage as we lift the top leg, tap it down to the mat. We lift and lower. When we're doing our lift and lowers on your side series, making sure it's not a really big kick up to the ceiling. If you're getting the leg super high, most likely your hip is rocking back. We're opening through the hips. We want to keep our pelvis still, nice and stable there, and the hips stay stacked. It doesn't need to be a really big movement. Lift, tap it down. Lift, tap it down. Let's go for 5, for 4, 3, 2. Last one here, guys. You're gonna hold it lifted, bending the knee in, shooting it back out long. Try to keep it lifted now. Fold in and lengthen. This whole time you're actively pressing out of your shoulder. You're lifting your rib cage up and away from the mat, squeezing into the glute. Next time, lengthen it back out long, hold at a pulse up, fold it in. Lengthen, pulse up, fold it in. Starting to really feel that glute sizzle already. 4, 8, 7, keep it strong. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, you've got this. You're gonna hold it out there on the next one and just pulse. Lift, lift. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, for 4, 3, 2, last one, lift, and then place it back down onto the mat. Ooh, feel that glute sizzle. All right, from here now, guys, we lift your bottom hip up off your mat. Top hand comes up to your head, your elbow is up to the ceiling. We're just gonna close the elbow in, coming down towards the bottom hand and then opening it back out. Let's go again. Close and then open back up. Really lifting through the side of the waist. You'll feel your glutes stabilize you here as well. Close it in and open. Now next time we open, hold. We do a little hip dip halfway down, lift back up. Let's go again. Close, open, hip dip. 5 more like this now. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one here. Open, continuous hip dips. Now this might feel like enough for you. Stay there if you need, or we're gonna step your bottom foot back and behind, lifting up off the knee. Your full side plank. If you want a little more again, you can stack your feet. Keep rainbowing the body. Lift. You can do it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Lift. I want you to hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your bottom knee down. Bend it in. We'll bend both knees in to take a mermaid stretch. Pop that hand down on the mat. Reach up and over. Stretch out. All down the side body, feeling that beautiful release. Place the other hand down, reach up and over. Stretching out both sides of the body, pressing your sit bones heavy down into the mat. Let's go to the other side, one more on each side. And this time as you place the hand down, you can lift your hips up, stretching a little further, and then bring yourself back down, coming into our 4-point kneel position once again. Shoulders stacked forward over your wrists, knees under hips. Let's start to slide that left leg back behind us, lengthening it out long, keeping it long as we lift and lower. Now notice if you sunk into your right hip, aim to keep those hips square to the mat, elbows soft. So whenever we're in our 4-point kneel position or even a high plank, aim to keep your elbows soft so you're not hyperextending through your arms. When we go into that hyperextension, a lot of the time we tend to put a lot of pressure on our wrists. So keep it strong through your shoulders. We want to feel more shoulders stabilizing us. Now this may feel like enough once again. If you stayed there, continue on, or let's start to slide the opposite arm forward, thumb to the ceiling. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Tightening through your waistband. Keep drawing your navel in towards your spine. Have that slight gaze forward at the top end of the mat. Now next time, lift and hold, take it to the diagonal, corners of the mat, back through center, tap it down. Let's go. Lift, side, back to center, making sure your hips don't sway. It is just your limbs going to that diagonal position. Challenging our core stabilizers that little bit more. 4 more. 3, almost there. 4, 2. Keep pressing out of your shoulder. Last one, bring it through center, hold little pulses up to the ceiling. Breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Place the hand down to the mat. Keep that leg out long. Flex your foot, squeeze the heel in towards your glute. Point your toe, lengthen. Let's go. Keeping the knee lifted, up in line with the hip. And again, keep drawing that belly button in tight. So abs are in. You're not sinking off to the opposite hip. Aim to keep those hips really square to the ground. 8, 7, 6, 5, you have 4, 3, 4, 2. Okay, last one, you're gonna squeeze it in, hold, point your toe up. We're bringing that knee to your elbow. and then back to center. Let's go again. Bring that knee all the way into your elbow. If you can tap the back of your arm, let's do it. Getting that full side crunch. Exhale as you bring the knee in towards the elbow. Wrap and squeeze your glute as you kick back. Eight, 7, 6, 5, you have 4, keep it strong, 3, 2, okay, last one, kick it back, hold, little pulses up to the ceiling, wrap and squeeze through the glute, 4, another 8, 7, 6, 5, for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring it in. Awesome work. Let's come into our side position. Propping down onto your forearm, lifting out of the shoulder, lifting through the rib cage. Top hand to your hip, shooting that top leg out long, lift and lower. So remember that feeling of keeping the hips stacked directly over the top of one another, making sure you're not rolling back. It should not be a really big kick to the ceiling here. Sliding your shoulder blade down your back. Four more before we add on. In 3, in 2. Last one, lift up. You're gonna fold it in, bend, lengthen it back out long. Aim to keep that leg lifted nice and high. So off the mat as you shoot it back out long. Over time, as you start to fatigue, you might want to sink down into your shoulder. So I want you to actively press away from the mat. Keep it really strong. Lifting out into that long leg position, pulse, and then fold it back in, so add the pulse. Wrap and squeeze. For 6, 5, 4, you've got this. 3, 2, almost there. Now last one, shoot it out long for me and just pulse. Pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop the foot down to the mat. From here, guys, we lift up off your hip. Coming up, top hand now to your head, elbow up to the ceiling. Close it in, open it up. Aiming to get your elbow coming down to that hand now. Down towards the wrist and then open back up. Your bottom glute will stabilize you once again, and we're really lifting through the waistband. Actively pressing out of your shoulder still. Adding in our hip dip here. Halfway and lift. Close, open. Halfway, lift, close it in, open it up. Keep it nice and strong for me, guys. You've got this. For 3, 2. Now last one here, open and just do your hip dip. Remember, you can stay here if you need, or stepping the bottom foot behind, or even stacking your feet for that added progression. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep it strong, rise up, hold, rainbow that body. 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently lower all the way down. Folding the knees in, so bend those legs in, coming into our mermaid stretch. Lengthening your spine, reach up and over. Pressing our sit bones heavy down into the mat. And then come up and over to the other side. One more on each side. Then you can lift those hips on this last one. And then lower yourself down, coming into that 4-point kneel position. From here, this time we tuck our toes under. You hover your knees an inch off your mat. You're going to sit your hips further back towards your heels and then come forward into your bear hover. So we sit back, we shoot forward. Back and forward, working through that upper body and core, tightening that waistband still. For 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, you have 2, 1 more here, come forward, bear pose, stay. Tapping one knee down to the center and alternating. Twisting through your core. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, you have 4, last 3, 2, final time. Come through center, send your hips up, downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels. Allow the hips to gently sway from side to side. Feeling that release through the back body. Drop both heels down to the mat now. Actively press out of those shoulders. Soften the knees, slowly walking your hands back in towards your feet. And then slowly stacking your spine bone by bone. Coming up to standing position. Shuffling your feet a little bit wider now. So feet are hip width apart, natural turnout of your feet. Growing tall, roll the shoulders back and down. Sitting into a squat, reaching your arms up overhead, and then coming all the way up to standing. Inhale, sit back. Exhale, lift up. Driving your knees out so your knees are tracking over second and third toe. I really want you to make sure your knees don't buckle when you do your squat set. Connect to your breath, inhale down, exhale coming up. Wrapping and squeezing your glutes at the top. On your next one, hold it down at the bottom. Pulse down, so we come halfway up, all the way down, then lift back up to the top. Let's do that again. All the way down, you come halfway up, back down, and lift. Make this a nice controlled pulse at the bottom. So rather than a bounce, you come halfway up, all the way down and lift. Control it. For 4, 3, 2. Now in your last one, halfway up, all the way down, we're gonna hold. One arm swings down by your side and switch, scissor the arms. Staying deep in our squat, breathe. You've got this for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hands to prayer, bottom range pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, last 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up to standing. Shuffle your feet that little bit closer in again. Reach your arms up to the ceiling. Interlock your fingers, palms up. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, side bend over, stretching out all down the side body once again. Drilling your feet heavy down into the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, over to the other side. Reaching back up, open the arms, nod your chin towards your chest. Articulate your spine, rolling back down. Walk your hands forward into downward facing dog. Drop both heels down towards the mat, getting into that deeper stretch through the back of the legs. Now from here, we rise up onto our tippy toes. You tuck your pelvis. You unravel out into a full plank. You send your hips back up. Let's go again. Rise up, tuck the pelvis, unravel, and then hips up. 2 more. Last one. Holding your high plank position. From here, we're going to hover 1 foot off your mat, bringing that knee over and across to the opposite elbow. Shoot it back out long, and then place it down. Let's go other side. Lift. It comes over and across to the opposite elbow. Lengthen, and down. Connect to the breath here, guys. Inhale, lift. Exhale, over and across. Inhale out. Exhale, lower. Really strong through that upper body. Keeping that core switched on. 4 to go. Almost there. Two to go. Last time here, guys. Almost there. Lengthen it out, place it down, slowly lower all the way down to your mat, onto your belly. Have your forearms still down and lift up halfway with your chest. Take a breath. Exhale, lower down. Let's go again. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, melt down to the mat. One more time. Pressing back into a child's pose. Sitting your hips back towards your heels. Reaching the arms forward. Take a breath here. Placing your right hand on top of the left, bringing it over and across, and just stretch out all down the side body. Pressing your sit bones down towards the mat. Try and get your hips to sit to the heels a little more, and then come over and across to the other side. And then come through center, come into your 4-point kneel, and let's finish how we started today in our cat stretch, rounding through the spine, arching through, stretching out the front line. We should have as much movement as we did in the first cat stretch, if not that little bit more. Taking a little seat to your heels, give yourself a big shoulder roll. Good job today, guys.